How do you feel like the fight against Justin plays out? How long do you think it lasts?
If he's not gonna start walking backward, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round.
Wow. So you think
as I always say, I feel that no one can match my level of skills inside the octagon. And when I say that, they start calling me that I'm cocky, that I'm this, that I'm that. But prove me wrong. Like, prove me wrong.
that hasn't happened yet?
It didn't happen yet.
I really want to see you versus Arman.
Yeah.
I want to see that just as much. So the idea of you moving up is great too, but I think Arman should be fighting you on June 14th. I think he's the number one contender. What do you think of that?
Listen, as I said in many interviews, I just got the call. They offered me Islam or Justin. I picked Islam. Then they told me that Islam was injured.
Sure.
I was said that I was facing Justin. If they call me tomorrow and they tell me that Justin is injured and I have to fight Arman, I will fight Arman, no problem. If they call me and they tell me that Arman is injured, I have to fight Ariel, I'm gonna fight Ariel,
Please
no
don't.
problem. Like, I can, I go whoever, whenever, just, I'm ready.
Obviously, a lot was said about the potential fight against Islam. Could I ask you, regarding that, were you going to have to give up the lightweight title in order to fight him if that fight came to fruition for June 14th?
What you said?
Were you going to have to give up the lightweight belt if they were going to book you versus Islam? Were you going to have to give up the lightweight belt, or are they going to let you keep it?
Not really. They would let me keep it.
Okay, because usually these days, like,
yes, this is a completely different situation than the situation that I had when I was fighting in the featherweight division. Like, I was very honest to them. When I wanted to move up, I was like, listen, I want to live this belt because I'm never gonna come back to the featherweight division because I really want to change the weight class. But if I will move up to the welterweight division, it's gonna be different because after that fight, I would come back.
As fight night approaches, Ilia Topuria appears to be using more than just his physical abilities to gain an edge. His comments and media appearances often seem carefully calculated to apply psychological pressure and build momentum before the fight even begins. However, standing across from him is Justin Gaethje, a fighter known for his relentless mentality and willingness to face any challenge head-on. While Topuria may be trying to win the mental battle early, Gaethje has built his reputation on toughness, aggression, and refusing to back down from anyone.
He wins his next fight, maybe we'll do this the end of the year. We still want to do this fight.
No one told me anything about it.
What is your plan? What is your hope?
My goal as a sportsman is always to achieve great things in the sport. So what bigger can you achieve as a sportsman to collect the third belt? So I would love to defend my belt against Justin and then have the opportunity to move up in the welterweight division and get my third belt. That will be my perfect scenario. But who knows?
If you did go up and it goes well for you at 170, would you want to stay?
It will go well for me.
I apologize.
Sure.
I apologize. Would you stay there, or would you go back? Do you feel like 55 is your best class?
Like, lightweight division is my best weight class. Like, this is that's the weight class that I belong to. But you never know. You know what I mean? I never thought in my life that one day I would want to move up in the welterweight division. But now you see, like, the whole situation that is basically forced me to move up because we have a guy in the welterweight division who was fighting in the lightweight division, dominating everyone. And I think that everyone wants to see that fight. So
even before fight night arrives, Ilia Topuria has spoken with the confidence of someone who already envisions victory. He carries himself as a fighter who believes he belongs at the center of the UFC's biggest moments and among the sport's elite stars. More importantly, that belief appears to be genuine rather than promotional. Topuria has consistently expressed confidence in his abilities and seems determined to prove, under the brightest lights, that he deserves his place at the very top of the sport.
So last fall, you predicted, you wrote on Twitter, you will be on the White House card, right? You said it long before this fight card was even made. Can I ask first and foremost, why did you feel so strongly that you would be on the card?
It may sound a little bit cocky, but I feel that I'm one of the biggest names right now that the UFC has. So if they are going to have one of the biggest events in their history, they are going to have, they have to have their biggest stars in that card. So I knew it since the first moment that event was announced that.
Despite the respect Ilia Topuria has shown for Justin Gaethje and the danger he brings into every fight, his confidence has never wavered. Topuria doesn't appear to view this matchup as a simple possibility of victory. He speaks as if success is already within his grasp. In his mind, the goal is not only to win, but to deliver a performance that lives up to the enormous expectations surrounding the fight and gives fans a memorable show when the spotlight is at its brightest.
Obviously, pretty confident that you're going to win in pretty violent fashion. You've already updated your bio.
I wouldn't even show up to that event, you know. I have a lot of confidence. I know that I'm going to win. I'm going to win. It's not only that I'm going to win in fashion. And I'm very happy to have an opponent like Justin Gaethje. He's a legend in the sports. He's the highlights. And I can't wait to share the octagon with him. I know that it's going to be a very entertaining fight for the fans, and hopefully.
Topuria appears completely unaffected by discussions surrounding fan reactions, national identity, or outside narratives. Whether he has been viewed as a favorite, an underdog, or an outsider throughout his career, he has never allowed those labels to influence his mindset. In his view, public opinion becomes irrelevant once the fight begins. Questions about representing Spain or Georgia also seem secondary to him right now, as his attention remains fixed on the challenge waiting inside the cage.
All the important people in attendance will be rooting against you.
You know, I had a lot of place in this sport. I have been the underdog, the fan favorite. I've been in many places, so I don't care. I don't care what's happening in the external world.
You know, there's no doubt the UFC has said this isn't a political event, and I understand where they're coming from where they say this, but you do represent Spain and Georgia. Will you be able to do so at the White House? You know, the Spanish Prime Minister, not the biggest fan of the current regime. Like, do you get questions about that back home, about how you're going to represent Spain in such an important part of America?
I don't really understand the question, but no.
Like, will they let you have the flag? Will they let you represent your country, even though it's all about America?
Oh, I don't know any of those details, to be honest. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I didn't see yet the whole schedule of the UFC. Normally, they used to send us like the whole rules of the event, but I don't have any of that yet.
Looking back at the possibility of a Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett matchup, Topuria admitted there was a time when he thought a Pimblett victory could have set up an even bigger fight down the line. However, he ultimately views everything through the lens of destiny, believing that every outcome happens for a reason, no matter which path unfolds before him. Topuria remains convinced that it is the right one and part of the journey he is meant to follow.
Okay.
I don't know.
When you were watching Justin fight Paddy, were you rooting for Paddy because of your history so that he would be the next guy that you fight?
Normally, I'm the kind of guy that in my head, whatever's going to happen is good for me. But yeah, at some point, I was rooting for Paddy because I was thinking that fight would be much bigger than the Justin fight.
Topuria admitted that the result surprised him because he never expected the fight to unfold that way. He had anticipated Paddy Pimblett would take a more patient and tactical approach, using strategy to create a grappling-heavy battle against Justin Gaethje. When that didn't happen, Topuria was left disappointed by how the contest played out. Looking ahead, he also expressed a realistic view of Pimblett's future development, suggesting that correcting certain weaknesses in MMA is a difficult process that takes significant time and effort.
You know what I mean?
Were you surprised that the fight played out that way?
I was a little surprised. Yeah, I was a little surprised of how bad Paddy really is.
You weren't expecting that. Were you expecting him to win?
I was expecting him to win, to be honest. I was expecting him to take Justin down, to, I don't know, to do a different fight, like to really fight. But what he did inside the octagon in that fight, it surprised me a little bit. He really proved that he's a little sausage.
Do you think he can rebound from this?
Rebound from what? From a lose, of course, but how he's gonna gain the skills, the technique in the sport, like that's basically impossible. He needs to die and be burned.
When the conversation shifts to a possible matchup with Islam Makhachev, Topuria speaks with complete confidence about his chances. He believes the biggest fights are won by doing what others think is impossible. And against a dominant grappler like Islam, that would mean succeeding even in the areas where his opponent is considered strongest. While Topuria acknowledges the talent and danger posed by elite fighters, he views himself differently from most contenders. Rather than adapting to an opponent's pressure, he believes he has the ability to dictate the pace, control the direction of the fight, and force others to compete on his terms.